would you talk about a woman's traditional role and what she does all day if you are not in that role? What would that mean for you? And if you've not been chosen to be married by a man and you're single, what do you do all day long? I love being a person who contradicts, because I often think people do not think from the standpoint of another direction. They constantly think in one avenue. But if you are a single person, what do you do all day? And what kind of things are expected of you from the standpoint of what you do for yourself? Are you a person who just kind of wastes time all day? Do you provide something or contribute something to your community? What do you do? Let's see if he came back.
Why am I being back?
That was a mistake. But don't get on the mic when I'm on the mic. I get a minute and a half to talk. What I meant to do was dot you. And it ended up being so. I get a minute and a half to talk. I wasn't asking you to come up and talk to me. Anyway, so yeah. But anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, I don't believe that people should be expecting traditional roles if you yourself are not traditional. So if you want a woman to cook, then you should also know how to cook. If you want a woman to be able to provide, you need to also be a provider. And these kinds of things, to me, should be discussed in the dating phase so that the two of you have some idea of what you want to do. What it seems like happened in the hood is that people do things so quickly. Folks, it's fucking quickly. And what's kind of surprising is that older people is doing this shit, like 48, 47 middle-aged motherfuckers. But people be fucking quickly. I guess there's a lot of loneliness and desperation or some shit. But they presume things instead of finding out very specifically what they, how the two think about each other. You need to discuss what your values are. It should not be, nothing should be presumed. So yeah, just because you're dating someone, you shouldn't presume that that person's going to cook for you. And if you're sitting there, just sitting there looking at what they can provide for you, pretty much, Gator, you're that bitch that's sitting there all day long waiting for somebody to do something for you. Just as you mentioned about a woman, it seems, that would be in that kind of position. If you yourself do not know what you can bring to a relationship and thus offer that, you're that bitch that just sits there waiting for somebody to provide for you hand and foot, you know? And that's kind of ridiculous for grown-ups. Passing the mic.
Stop personalizing shit, man. Y'all always personalizing it because you can't, like, speak in depth or whatever. Like, people are always thinking, oh, I need to speak from personal experience. No, the fuck you don't. You can remain objective. I gotta subject myself to it. Let's talk about the traditional shit, man. Because a lot of women that say that they're a traditional woman, they're used to guys making the first move, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, no, you're not. Because traditionally, women would make the first move. See, y'all ain't old enough to remember. Let me bring you back. Women would make the first move. A woman would drop her handkerchief, walking past the guy. The guy would innocently pick up her handkerchief, right? Come back to her and say, excuse me, miss, did you drop this? I did not. Okay, thank you. And then we'll start a conversation. She chose him. You understand? But a lot of y'all too young to remember that, man. Like, yeah. Women are the decision makers when it comes to who gets the pussy. Men don't determine who get the pussy. Where y'all get this from? Like, men determine who get the pussy. No. Men determine when we get married. Yeah. Men determine who gets married. All right? And as you see from, the new generation, guys aren't going for that bullshit that these women are trying to spin off in the new age. It's like, nah, I don't think I'm going to marry you. You just not going to be married, shorty, because you're not cooperating. You're not cooperating, so you're not getting married. That's a fact. You're going to be lonely. You're going to be out here monkey branching. swinging from tree limb to tree limb until you catch that rotten tree limb and your ass fall to the ground head first. I hear monkey branch. Stop monkey branch. Stop thinking that you can juggle guys. What's with this shit that I got a guy for every role? I got a guy that I just go shopping with. That's all me and him do. We just go shopping together. I got a guy that I just go out to eat with. That's all we do. We just go out to eat together. I got a guy that comes over and fix shit for me. That's all he does. He just fix shit. And I got a guy that fucks me like crazy. That's all he does is fuck me like crazy. You know? I got a guy that just takes me on trips. Yeah, it just takes me on trips. We don't fuck. It just takes me on trips. Crazy shit. Think you compartmentalize men. Fuck out of here. If you want to be married, if you want to be happy, all right, I'm finding a young girl to marry. And these old bitches, they miserable. They all damaged. Don't fuck with no older chick. Nigga G talked about people dating in their 40s and shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo. People, right. What's up?
Are you done?
Am I done? What you mean am I done? I'm still talking. How you gonna ask me if I'm done while I'm talking?
Are you done talking? You just done talking. Nigga G just told me the rules, goddamn. I'm going by the rules.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It be at least a minute and a half. I ain't counting. I ain't timing, but it's at least got to be a minute and a half. Okay, I'm talking. Mic check from Nigga G. Nigga G, I need you to pay attention now because you're not paying attention. Now, I got on this microphone and I started talking about women, sexy women, right? And I said they kind of travel in packs. They follow each other around in packs, right? And I said if a woman is sexy, she got it going on, most likely her friends are going to be sexy too, right? I made those comments. Now, when I made those comments, you came to the mic and you asked me something that sounded kind of weird and funny, and you said it more than once. You asked me about sexy men. How do they travel around? Now, to me, I don't go around looking at men talking about, oh, that's a sexy group of men. So it sounded kind of funny to me when you said it more than once. You said it about 2 times. So I jumped on the mic to answer you, and hold on, pick up camera on, because I stood there at the goddamn camera shocked. You see my screen? Please click on my goddamn screen. You see that? It says my fat ass was bounced from the room by who? Like, whoa, G. I'm still in shock, goddamn it. I was bounced. See that? I ain't even clicked off the motherfucker yet. So you say that was wrong. That was wrong. That was a mistake. But then I came back in the goddamn room, jumped on the mic, and you said I gotta wait a minute and a half. Now, nigga G, I stared at my screen a good 30, 40 seconds, shocked that I got goddamn bounced. Matter of fact, to prove it, I just showed my screen. I just showed my screen in the background. I ain't even closed the motherfucker yet. So y'all gotta get y'all rules right, and you gotta pay attention, all right? So I wasn't jumping on your mic. It had at least been a minute and a half. And on top of that, I was answering your crazy-ass question. I hope that clarifies everything. I'm back quiet. Oh, and another thing, please be careful. Do not dot or bounce my fat ass again. I'm back quiet.
Dear, don't jump on my mic when I'm still talking. You interrupted me when I was talking. You were not on the mic when you got bounced. I was on the mic. My intent was to dot you because you were interrupting me. And just like Victoria Lake said in the text, obviously it was a mistake. So don't have your big ass interrupting the G when I'm talking, and I haven't put in my minute and a half, and I won't be trying to dot you. Okay? That's and confusion. Just let me finish making my point, and then after that minute and a half, you can come in. Well, I was just asking you, what do sexy men do? But if you're not really sexy, you probably wouldn't know. You know, I was listening to you talk about how sexy women travel, and not all sexy women run, and not all beautiful women run in packs. A lot of us don't have to. Yeah. So anyway, oh, and Betty, you still didn't answer my question. If you are not married, why are you focused on what married people do? If you're very single, why would you not focus on what you do all day? And as far as you're concerned, Classic, I did not